The rain was relentless, hammering the cracked pavement of a desolate truck stop in rural Nevada, where I stood, shivering, under a flickering awning. My name is Caleb Monroe, 37 years old, a mechanic who's spent half his life fixing things, cars, homes, dreams. Or so I thought. That night, as the storm raged and my phone buzzed uselessly with no signal, I realized the one thing I couldn't fix was my marriage. My wife, Lauren, and her two best friends, Derek and Sophia, had left me here, 300 miles from our home in Reno, their laughter ringing in my ears like a taunt. This isn't a story about being broken. It's about how I rebuilt myself, piece by piece, and made sure they paid for what they did. My name is Caleb, and this is my revenge. It all started with a trip to Las Vegas. Lauren and I had been married for 9 years, and though our life wasn't perfect, I thought we were happy. I worked long hours at my auto shop, Monroe's Garage, to keep us comfortable, while Lauren ran a small boutique downtown. We'd planned this Vegas getaway to celebrate her 35th birthday, a weekend of shows, good food, and maybe a few spins at the slots. Derek and Sophia, her friends since college, came along. I didn't mind at first. Derek was a cocky real estate agent with a loud laugh, and Sophia, a yoga instructor, had a way of making you feel like you were always in her way. They were Lauren's people, her chosen family, and I wanted to be part of that. The drive from Reno was supposed to be a blast. We piled into Lauren's SUV, the desert stretching out like a promise of freedom. But something felt wrong from the start. Lauren kept shooting glances at Derek in the passenger seat, their smirks mirrored by Sophia in the back. They'd whisper, then chuckle, brushing off my questions with, "Just old college stories, Caleb. You wouldn't get it." I'd nod, but my gut twisted. I should have trusted that feeling. We stopped at a truck stop off I-80, about an hour from Vegas. The rain was coming down hard, and I needed to stretch my legs. "I'm grabbing a soda," I said, climbing out. Lauren barely looked up from her phone, just nodded. I didn't think much of it. I should have. Inside, the truck stop smelled of stale coffee and diesel. I bought a Coke, used the restroom and checked my phone, no bars, no service. When I stepped back outside, the SUV was gone. My duffel bag, my wallet, everything was in that car. All I had was my phone, my jacket, and a $10 bill in my pocket. I called Lauren. Voicemail. Derek. Voicemail. Sophia's number didn't even ring. I stood there, rain soaking my clothes, the neon "Open 24/7" sign buzzing like a warning. This wasn't a mistake. It was a plan. The truck stop cashier, a grizzled man named Hank with a beard like steel wool, let me use the counterphone. "No taxis out here this late," he said, eyeing the clock. It was 10 p.m., nearest town's 50 miles. "You got family nearby?" I didn't. My brother was in California, my parents were gone, and Lauren was the problem. I tried her phone again. Nothing. Hank poured me a coffee, his eyes softening. "What's the deal, kid?" I told him, the words tumbling out, the trip, the weird vibes, the way they'd driven off. He shook his head. "That's no prank. That's cold." He was right. This wasn't a joke. It was a message, one I'd been too blind to see. I thought back to the past few years. Lauren had always been tight with Derek and Sophia, but their dynamic had shifted after we got married. They'd mock my grease monkey job, saying I was too blue-collar for Lauren's big dreams. Derek would text her at all hours, claiming he needed her advice on some deal. Sophia would drag her to girls' nights that somehow always included Derek, leaving me home alone. I'd let it slide, thinking they were just close. But there were signs, Lauren's secrecy with her phone, the way she'd dismiss my concerns with a smile, saying, "You're too serious, Caleb. Lighten up." Hank offered to drive me to a motel in Winnemucca after his shift ended at midnight. I accepted, my mind racing. I needed to get home, but more than that, I needed to know why they'd done this, and how to make them regret it. The motel was a dive called the Desert Rose, its sign half burned out, the room smelling of cigarette smoke and regret. I paid with my $10 and a promise to Venmo Hank for the rest. Lying on the sagging mattress, I replayed the trip. Lauren insisting I leave my truck at home to save gas. Derek booking the hotel, saying it was easier if he handled it. Sophia's smirk when I asked if we were stopping soon. It was all planned. The next morning, I hitched a ride with a trucker named Maria, headed to Reno. She didn't ask questions, just played country music and dropped me at a bus station. The ticket cost me a favor, fixing her rig's alternator when she passed through Reno next month. The 12-hour bus ride gave me time to think. I didn't cry. I didn't rage. I planned. When I got home, our apartment was dark. Lauren's SUV wasn't in the lot. I let myself in, expecting some sign of guilt, a note, a text. Nothing. Just the hum of the AC and the faint scent of Lauren's perfume. I sat at the kitchen counter, my laptop open, and did something I'd never done before. I hacked into Lauren's cloud account. Her password was our anniversary date, careless. What I found broke me. Emails between Lauren, Derek, and Sophia, going back 6 months. They'd called it Operation Drop the Deadweight. Derek wrote, "He's so boring, always working, never fun." Sophia added, "Time to show him he's not part of the crew." Lauren's reply was a gut punch, "Let's see how Mr. Fix-It handles being stranded. Bet he'll beg me to take him back." There were screenshots of my texts to Lauren, mocked with laughing emojis. Photos of me working in the garage, captioned, "Grease monkey at it again." They'd been planning this for months, laughing at my expense. I closed the laptop, my hands trembling. This wasn't just betrayal. It was a calculated attack. But they'd misjudged me. I wasn't begging anyone. I was done. I didn't confront Lauren. Not yet. I packed a bag and moved to my friend Javier's place across town. He was a fellow mechanic, someone I trusted. When I told him everything, his eyes narrowed. "Caleb, that's twisted. You need to get out for good." I nodded. I wasn't just getting out. I was getting even. First, I secured my life. I opened a new bank account, transferred my savings, and cancelled our joint cards. Lauren had always handled our finances, but I wasn't leaving anything to chance. Next, I hired a lawyer, Rachel Torres, a divorce attorney with a reputation for winning. "This is emotional abuse," she said, scanning the emails I'd printed. "We can use this." I showed her everything, the screenshots, the texts, the proof of their cruelty. She nodded. "They're sloppy. This will bury them." I didn't want Lauren's money. I wanted her shame. I wanted Derek and Sophia to feel the weight of their actions. Rachel suggested we file for divorce on grounds of emotional distress, using their emails as evidence. But I had a bigger plan. I wanted their worlds to crumble, not just in court, but in front of everyone they knew. Over the next month, I worked in the shadows. I created an anonymous website, Truth in the Desert, and posted the emails, redacting just enough to cover my tracks but leaving their names clear. I detailed the prank, the months of planning, the cruelty of it all. I included screenshots, timestamps, everything. Then, I sent the link to Lauren's boss at the boutique, Derek's real estate clients, and Sophia's yoga studio subscribers, posing as a concerned friend. I didn't stop there. I shared it on Reno's community boards, local business forums, even a few social media groups where Lauren's boutique was active. The post spread like wildfire. The fallout was swift. Lauren's boutique lost customers when the story hit. Nobody wanted to shop with someone who'd abandoned their husband for laughs. Derek's real estate deals tanked. Clients didn't trust a guy who'd orchestrate something so cruel. Sophia's yoga classes emptied out. Her Zen image didn't survive the truth. Their group chat, which I'd accessed through Lauren's cloud, lit up with panic. "Who leaked this?" Lauren wrote. "This is ruining us," Derek typed. Sophia just sent, "We're screwed." I watched from Javier's garage, sipping a beer, as their lives unraveled. But I wasn't done. I needed Lauren to know it was me. 3 months after I moved out, Lauren showed up at Javier's shop. I was under a car, wrench in hand, when she walked in, her face pale. "Caleb, we need to talk. This website, these lies, it's destroying my life." I slid out, wiping my hands on a rag. "Lies? I have the emails, Lauren. The ones where you planned to ditch me, laughed about it, called me deadweight. Want to read them again?" Her eyes widened. "It was a joke, Caleb. We didn't think." "A joke?" I stepped closer, my voice steady. "You left me in a storm, 300 miles from home, with nothing. You planned it for months. You wanted to break me. How's it feel now?" She stammered, tried to apologize, but I cut her off. "You thought I'd beg, didn't you? You thought I'd stay your loyal mechanic, fixing your messes. But I'm done." I turned back to the car, dismissing her. She left, her footsteps echoing in the empty shop. The divorce finalized in 7 months. Rachel used the emails to secure a clean split, half our assets, no alimony, and a no-contact order against Lauren, Derek, and Sophia. The website stayed up, a monument to their mistakes. Lauren's boutique closed. Derek moved to Vegas, his business in ruins. Sophia's yoga career never recovered. I rebuilt my life. I expanded Monroe's garage, hiring Javier and a few other guys. We took on bigger jobs, custom builds, restorations. I bought a small house on the edge of Reno, with a workshop out back. I started teaching free auto repair classes at the community center, helping single parents and kids learn to fix their cars. I found peace in the work, in the quiet moments when I could hear my own thoughts. Sometimes, I think about that truck stop, the rain, the moment I realized I'd been betrayed. It hurt, but it also woke me up. Revenge wasn't just about exposing them, it was about reclaiming my life. I'm Caleb Monroe, and I'm not a victim. I'm a builder, a survivor, a man who knows his worth. And I'll never let anyone take that from me again. If this story hit you hard, smash that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more tales of grit and redemption. Your support keeps me going, and I can't wait to share more with you. Stay strong, stay real, and never let anyone steal your spark.